Hi everyone, welcome to Cynthia's Culinary Corner again. Today we're going to be making something really fun and special. But first of all, I want to thank all of you for allowing me to come into your homes again. I want to tell the community a big hello, especially Happy Healthy Valley. So we're going to get started, okay? Today's dessert is going to be something that I created many moons ago. So I named it Cynthia's Dulce de Leche Cream Cheese Delight. First of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna roast some crushed pecans. So why don't you come on over and let's have some fun. So now that we already roasted the nuts in the oven at 350 for about 2 to 3 minutes, what you might wanna do is you might wanna open it up after 1.5 minutes and with the spoon just swirl it around so the nuts can get evenly roasted. So we're gonna put this in. And I use the graham cracker crumbs. It's 1 1/4 cups of the crumbs. And I will be sharing with you my tips and secrets to this recipe. It calls for 1/4 cup of sugar. Whenever something says sugar, it means granulated sugar, which is white sugar. I personally love dark brown sugar. Why? Because there's a lot of flavor, a lot of moisture, so whenever you use it in baking, it's just gonna hold everything better and it'll bake better. So you put that in, and then you put 1/3 cup of butter. I like to use European butter when you bake. You can use the butter of choice. This is a higher quality butter and it tastes a lot better. So you put that in. Something the recipe doesn't call for on the box is vanilla. I put about 1 teaspoon or 2 of vanilla. Can't have too much vanilla. And what you do is you just start to mix it with the spatula. It's very wet, as you can see, and it's very easy to work with. You see that? Let's not forget that we washed our hands prior. Very important, because we're going to be using our hands for this. So you see that? Nice and moist. You got a lot of flavors in there. Then you get your pie crust. You get your baking spray. And what you do is you just do like a little X like that, or you can just put a little bit all around. That's to prevent it from sticking. And this is the fun part. You put everything in here, just like that. And you're gonna use your hands. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you wanna really get it in there and compact it. So this is what you do. And I like to fold my hand this way, because you can't go wrong like this, you see? And you start from the center and you work your way out. And you're gonna bake this at 350 for about seven minutes. And then you let it cool for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you're in a hurry, you can put it in the freezer for about 5 minutes, depending when you need it to be done, okay? So we're almost done with this. And then we're gonna put it in the oven. And we're gonna make this wonderful pie crust that doesn't take long to make. Now everyone, I'm gonna show everybody a secret. Just for you, so you can't tell anyone, okay? Shh. This is the secret. Dulce de leche. That is the key ingredient in this pie, which I personally love. Now there's 2 ways to prepare this. The long way, which I have done, or the short way, which now I do. The long way is called preparing it in a baño Maria, which means putting it like in a pot of water for about 4 to 5 hours, and it's, you know, boiling like a rolling boil. You can do that, or this is the original, or you can already buy it made. You see, dulce de leche. So what I do is, because you need to be able to spread it out, I get a pot of water, I put it at a low heat, I open it, and I put them in there to soften the dulce de leche. Another secret I have, just for you, is I add a little bit of vanilla to it because it gives it a unique taste, as if it was boiling for about 5 hours. And you just mix it in as it gets a little soft. Something else, my third secret. I don't wait for it just to be soft. I go like an extra 30 minutes. What happens to the caramel that's already in there? It becomes more caramelized, a little bit more richer, a little bit more unique in flavor. So now that we have this going, now we're gonna go make the cream cheese filling. Now we're gonna be making the cream cheese filling. What I like about this is you don't bake it. It's gonna go in the refrigerator to set once it's all set and put together. So it's about 1.5 Philadelphia cream cheeses or your brand of choice, a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. You don't need that much sugar because you have the dulce de leche that's gonna give it a nice flavor. And I like the cream cheese because it gives it a little like tangy flavor. Nice balance to the sweetness. And you put about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And all you do is whip. Just whip it up. One thing I didn't mention, you want the cream cheese to be at room temperature. That way it whips up a lot easier, incorporates the powdered sugar and the vanilla. If you're in a hurry and you take it out of the refrigerator, you can put it in the microwave for about 5 to 8 seconds. That'll work too. So you see, you want to get a nice little spread. You see how easy that is? Because it's been at room temp. Okay, so this is ready. And now we'll be ready to make our homemade Cool Whip. So now we're gonna make the fun part, the homemade Cool Whip. But I'm gonna teach you something. It's real important, if you can, prior, to put the mixing bowl for the Cool Whip, which is homemade whipped cream, in the freezer for a good 30 minutes to an hour if you can. You know, just put it in there, go about your regular day, and then come back to bake it. So I like to use heavy whipping cream. That's the way you make it. Depending on how much you want, I put about a cup. And then, of course, a tablespoon of vanilla. Vanilla bean is very good. Mexican vanilla also is delicious. Lots of flavor, you can't go wrong. So what you want to do is, I'm going to show you what it looks like. You see? Just liquidy. And with time, it's going to increase in volume. Why do we want it cold? So it will rise faster. Want to go like medium high. So you want to be turning the bowl to help with the air. It's starting to get a little thicker, as you can see. There's nothing like homemade Cool Whip. If you have leftovers, add it to your favorite fruit of choice. Or you know what? Put a dollop on a cup of coffee. Or even better, on homemade pancakes or waffles. It's getting thick. At this point, I add a little bit of powdered sugar, 1/4 of a cup. You don't want it to be too sweet, because the pie is going to have that delicious dulce de leche. So it's going to be a nice balance, a nice combination. You can see how it's getting thicker. So you add a little bit of your powdered sugar. I said about 1/4 of a cup to a cup of heavy whipping cream. And you mix. Keep mixing. If you take this to an event or a party, they will not forget you. You can even add different flavors if you like, different liqueurs, if you want to spruce it up. You can add a little bit of cinnamon, almond extract. This is a nice topping for a simple bread, especially for breakfast or brunch. Look at that. Go a little higher as you see that it's getting thicker. You want to help it elevate. And we're just about done. Look at that. Let me see, this is a little test that I do. And what do we say? Voila. And now that we have everything here, now we're gonna put it together. Now I got ahead a little bit to save time, but I want you to know what I did. You don't have to do this. Once the pie crust is cool, I personally like to put a layer of dulce de leche on the pie crust because I love dulce de leche. Then you can put your cream cheese filling and you top it with more dulce de leche if you wish. That's important to put it on top. If you don't want to add so much, don't put it on the pie crust. But you know what? Once you do that, you're not going to want to do anything else. So you get your dulce de leche and you just top it here like that. You let it get a little cool. It's like slightly warm. And it's nice because you see how it just spreads out very nicely. You're not going to have any problems doing that once you warm it up, as I had showed you earlier. You see? The nice thing about this is you might think it's going to be too sweet, but it's not because you have the tartness of the cream cheese, and I don't add much sugar to that mixture. So you don't have to worry about how it comes out. It's perfect like that, because what makes it even better is you're gonna top it with your homemade whipped cream. And then you wanna put it in the refrigerator to set for about 30 minutes. You see how beautiful that looks? Cannot go wrong with this. What I like about this, it just looks very natural. And here we go. Now we're all finished, and you have a delicious pie that's easy to make, and you don't have to bake the cream cheese filling. So if you have any questions about this recipe, feel free to just message me. And we have to always end with voila. Thank you again.